You hear that? Decor. Big up Rosie Decor by Rose. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. You hear that? So go out and subscribe this beautiful, wonderful lady here.
There's no decor like this decor anywhere near this decor. This is Rose's decor, where style and quality is our service.
The subscriber them, that talk to me, you know, that hear them loud and clear. More to like the video, more to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Hi guys, how you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well.
Why is nobody talking about what this woman is doing?
Today I'll be showing you how to do a tab top curtain. Okay, we all know about top curtain, but I'll be doing a little twist to it. I'll be making the top with a little like a box pleat. So I would say is a box pleat top. All right. So first we have here my material here, and it's measuring 39 inches. All right. It's actually this is gonna go to the kitchen, so you don't need a tall, and it's not a really long window, but bear in mind that we'll be doing it 3 inches hemming, so you need 6 inches here at the bottom, so 3 turn and then 3 again. You'll have 3 inches here and 3 inches here. That's at the bottom. And at the top, this material is a linen material, so what I did was to serge the entire area, because linen normally kind of have a little fuzz off, so I don't want to be working and then you have this yarning off. So we first, by measuring off at the edge here, we're gonna turn it 2 inches. The actual measurement of it, the hemming of it, gonna be 1 inch. So we're gonna take 2 inches off, because you have 1 inch in and another inch in. All right, so I have here already prepped one, so I'll show you exactly what it is. All right, so this one already prepped for you. So this is a 1 inch turn. All right, 1 inches. So as I was showing you, this one has 1 inches, but what I've been doing here is actually doing a 2 inches folding here. So the reason why I leave this inches to here, we're gonna first start it off our 2 inches tab. Let me get this out of the way. Your tab should be looking like this. So this is our 2 inch tab. So 1 inch will be starting here. That's our first tab. So we measure from here to here. So before you fold, we have 4 inches apart, which is right here. So from here to here is 4 inches. So I'll be making the box 2 inches. You can make the box any size you want. 2 inches, 3, 4, 5, whatever size you choose. But I'll be making 2 inches today. So the top will be over each of these boxes, the box pleat. All right, so this is the right side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the other folding, because it's 2 pieces of curtain, and complete the other one. All right, so I'll be showing you how to start from the scratch. sometimes we don't want to leave our comfort of back and forth from the cutting board to the machine. But what you can do is just measure 2 inches. That's for the folding at the side. And remember, we have another 2 inch for the tab. And from the tab, we have another 4 inches. That's the first box pleat. So we'll start our first box pleat from here. But what we're gonna do is to put a marker here. I'm gonna use a pin. So that's where we'll start our first box. So in order to make the box, we're gonna, as I said, I'm working with 2 inches. So from here to here is 2 inches. So you're just gonna pinch here and fold it towards the pin. You don't have to have a pin, you can use a marker as long as it don't mess up whatever you're doing. And I'm gonna stick a pin right here. That is only 1 inches. To make the other inch, what I normally do, I just mark 1 inch. So I just hold that 1 inch right there and tuck material under so it reaches to this other piece. Because remember, you already have, you measure 1 inch. And you do that. And you place a pin there. Like that. And you should be able to have 2 inches. Alright? So we complete the second curtain. Just continue to do just like that. So from here to here is a 4 inch. Put my pin right here. So you have 4 inches here. And we're doing it in that form. So with 2 inches there. Pinch the 2 inch. Fold it like that. And stop right at the pin. What I normally do, when I fold it like this, I just give it a flat stitch all the way down across to hold these in place. 1 inch here and tuck it under. So you hold on to that 1 inch and you push the material. Have it rely on the other one right there. So you should be able to have 2 inches. And we are like that. Comfortably again. And we have 2 inches. So as I said, I'll just do that for the entire curtain. And as soon as I'm gonna do the other process, I'll just show you exactly what to do so you can make your own top curtain. All right, just watch out the process. So now that we have completed the second piece, we're gonna go to the machine and we're gonna stitch it across, just as I said. So no need to be starting from the edge. You can just start from the first box right here. We just do it at the very top. Just remember, we'll be sewing in 1/2 inch, and we do not want that inch to show along with the rest. Always back stitch. Pins are this big and I like to sew over it, so I just pull them aside. Alright, since I'm at the machine to make our top tops, As I said, I'm doing it 2 inches wide. So you have to cut a material 5 inches, and here we have 5 inches. So this 5 inches will be placed into 2 like that. So we'll be, after fold it in 2, we're gonna sew half an inch. So half an inch here, half an inch there, so you take off an inch, so you're gonna leave us with 2 inches. So what I'm gonna do is to sew along. Okay, so we have stitch along, or I like when my stuff are neat, even though we're gonna turn on the inside, but if you notice a lot of thread. So I'm just gonna go ahead and serge off the edges. So what I'll be doing here is to measure 14 inches. Guys, I choose to explain better because when I do that 14 inches, it's easier for me to turn them, because I have to turn the material. And then after turning the 14, I'll be cutting the 14 in half, which gives me 7. Then that 7 would fold in half and give me the 3.5. And half inch will go into allowance, and the other 3 inches, and that I'll use for the top. So bear with me, all right? Hope you can understand better. Thanks much. So here I have all my strips cut into 14 inches, all right? So I'm just gonna place them aside and tell you what's next, all right? So I didn't want to turn them that long because I'll be using the iron shortly. Just rest it here for a little bit. So we're gonna take our 14 inches and we are gonna turn it. You don't have to cut them 14 inches, but I'm making a tab of 3 inches after finish. So in order to make a faster turning, instead of to turn them 7 inches, I just do them 14 inches and then cut them in half. There you go, right here. So what I'm gonna do now, so you have it like that, right? Just gonna try to catch that edge by ironing. You see the reason why I serge the inside, because when it turns, you don't have a lot of thread on the inside. But this is not how it's gonna be. I'm just doing it just to level the serge at the edge. You're gonna make sure you put your sewing in the middle, just like that. All right. So this is what your tab will be looking like. I'm just trying to make sure the sewing is exactly at the back. Okay, so we're gonna leave that for now. But remember, it's 14 inches, so you're gonna take this. So this is a 7 inches. So I'm gonna use my cutter and cut it in half. And there you have the 7 inches. So when you put it on, you should have 3 inches. So your rod would go through here. This sheds, if you're working with a linen material, you're gonna try to get like a quarter inch more. If you're cutting in the 7 inch block, just do a little quarter inch more, or a 1/8 or so, because you see all this threading, you're sure to lose some measurement there. Let me just check this. I have here my 7 inches still. So when I double, I should be able to get 3.5. So the 1/2 inch will be going into seam allowance, because this would be going into the material. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish turn the rest of my tabs and pressing them down. All right. The stitch supposed to be in the middle. You press like that, because when you fold it on either side, it should be hidden. All right. So guys, now that we're finished cutting, turning, and ironing all our tops, now it's time to put on the facing. I'm out to say that before we talk about the facing, I don't remember to tell you that the facing should cut 5 inches wide. So 1/2 inch will be sewn first, and then 1/2 inch to lock the other side. So it leaves us with 4 inches. So our facing will have a finishing of 4 inches wide. And also it will be cut to the length of our curtain. So don't forget that. All right. Thank you for watching, and also continue to watch the rest of the video. It's gonna be very, very, very amazing and beautiful. All right. Watch the process. So what we're gonna do, this side already sew, so we have to sew the facing. We sew in one side as well. So we're gonna place our, okay, this is our tab. We're gonna fold it in half. So we're gonna place on the, let me show you. This is our 7 inches. We're gonna fold it in half, equally in half. All right, and we're just gonna place it. This is our right side, so we're gonna place it on top of our box pleat, just like that. We're gonna use, this is the facing, 5 inches. So what we'll do is, as I said, we just place, this is the sewing on the, this is our front, this is our front. So you place the tab on top of that box pleat, then you put the sewing edge onto this edge. So when you turn it, this would be the inside, this would be, sorry, this would be the outside, this would be the outside. So right side to right side, and the tab in the middle. So we're gonna place that down. I'm just gonna pin it along. Just continue the entire process and pin it along. All right. Guys, I almost forget that the first starting of the curtain also needs a tab. So I'm just gonna go ahead, open back that, and put our tab in. You just want to put it about, say, 1/4 inch from the edge. It's like about 1/4 inch from the edge, like that. And fold it back, just like that. So we're gonna start sewing. I'll be sewing 1/2 inch as our seam allowance. All right. And we also have our guide on the machine. It's a bit blurry. It's a little blurry, guys, but here is our 1/2 inch mark, or exactly where you see that is. So we're just gonna go ahead and start sewing. So as we go, remove our pins, making sure that our tab is still in place, aligned with our box pleat. Sometimes it do shift, so just making sure that it's straight. Alright, so we add all our tabs. All this material linen sure can shred a lot of thread. So what I'm gonna do the side, since I'm already here, you just need to fold 1 inch and 1 inch in. So what I'm gonna do is to fold 1 inch, just about 1 inch, and 4 inch again. If you're uncomfortable by not knowing, you can always measure. And what I'll advise you to do, so you can always iron it or you pin it down. Sometimes persons cannot manage to keep it under the machine with the 2 folds, especially with this type of material. So the other side is already sewn, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sew this side. All right. Guys, when you're cutting out the facing and the main material, the main piece of curtain and the facing must be the same size. So if you're gonna take in 1 inch on both sides, it's the same thing on both the facing and the main curtain. Guys, I tell you, this gives me a headache. It was shredding so bad. I have to serge even here, the facing, before serge the inside, serge even the hemming before starting. But just taking off those extra thread for my work to look a little bit neat. So I put on the facing, right? So I'm now folding the facing on the wrong side. That's our right side over here. So based on how you're seeing the sewing before, the preview of it should be able to looking like this. So I'm just ironing down the facing, I'm just gonna pin it down one by one, just like that. And I do another box, just the top. Actually, I want it to iron here, make sure it's level. But since I'm in the ironing process, you just want to make sure that this is already intact for easier processing. Now that we're finished ironing down or facing and pin it up, we're gonna give it our final stitch at the top. Guys, so now we're finished with our top. So it's now time to do our hemming, and this is our box pleat top. So guys, it's now to do our hemming, and I need a finishing of 36. I had 39 inches before, but remember I'm gonna put on a 3-inch at the top and take up 6 inches, 3-inch and 6 inch at the bottom. So I'm gonna leave you out of the 39, take away 6 inches from that, you're gonna leave with 33. So the other 3 inches at the top, I'm gonna make it up back to the 36. So I'm just gonna finish up with the ironing. We just fold it in half, just tuck it right at the where you see that crease, and then so that's what my plan is. All right, so now we can iron it down, and we are safe right there. So I straighten as I go. So guys, we have completed our box pleat tub top curtains. Right, here you go. I tried to iron the box pleats, but for some reason it's not really keeping, so I don't do really much of it. So by wind reach that, you just eliminate that. But this is our final, as you're looking at it.